Good evening, Danvers. Today is June 20th, 2024. Welcome to the topics of the news of the town news that I am presenting to you tonight. My name is Mark Zuberek, and I have been usually supported by commentators, but today it's the end of the school year and things are happening in our neighborhoods. So, the agenda and opinions are solely by the topics of the town host, myself, any guests that I may have, contributors, and commentators. Tonight we do not have anyone else, so you need to deal with me. Our leaders would like to have us believe that everything we need to know is on the town website. Well, you only find out what they want you to know. I have a quote that I've used a couple of shows recently, and the quote itself is very direct, but it has to be felt. Unthinking respect for authority is the greatest enemy of truth. We all need to question our superiors and the authority of our government and even our own individual groups that we participate with. So the town elected government officials believe that their purpose is to deliver more funding so our small town government will grow and spend more on itself. The general voters and taxpayers are tired of government creep. More taxes do not mean better government. The town government is deaf to the issues that count. We are overtaxed and abused as ratepayers. In the delivery of utility and basic services, we need relief. As a matter of fact, tonight I am planning to go to the Water and Sewer Commission meeting, which is held at 5:30 after the show. And it is held at the Electric Division building, and the engineers are there. And it is setting the next rate increase that we are definitely expecting. And hopefully they'll have a significant issue, because I am bringing my camera and I want to make sure that we record this on camera. The town went a step further for the town meeting. They directed all interested parties to the website for information related to the warrant articles. How do you like that? It did not work very well. Open meeting laws still prevail. The other issue that's happening tonight is the town charter. We'll get to that. The town charter review committee is meeting at 6:30 tonight. They just made an announcement at the selectmen's meeting on Tuesday, but nobody told anyone about the meeting being held tonight at 6:30 at the Board of Selectmen meeting. So this is a continuation of sweeping the issues under the rug. This is the Danvers way. So I hope I can bring some clarity to some of the issues, and I will make you informed about what is going on. News brief currently affecting our residents. Do we need a referendum to eliminate this, and I call it trash, but it's a trash tax, or do we need to change the Board of Selectmen? Well, the Board of Selectmen has changed. You have to ask yourself why. there is a resistance to imposing a tax which is hidden as a fee for our trash. This issue will not go away, and I will not abandon the issue because the residents do have a problem with it. The Budget Conference Committee meeting process has a purpose. The only purpose is to codify the town management request for more taxes and fees. This is where I have a clip that I like to show right now, and it states, and it's been developed probably 6 months ago, and it is to defund our bloated town management to fund trash tax costs and save taxes. No new taxes, please. This has been a poster that I had it developed back in January because this trash tax would not go away. And it continued through the special town meeting and the annual town meeting where I brought it up, and it was a issue that needs to be addressed, and maybe the current Board of Selectmen may reconsider that vote that they took with the old board that has been defunct, and hopefully they remain home and develop their own issues. This is a matter of running out of taxpayers' money, and that's what exactly that poster is trying to present. But to get to our Charter Review Committee, there's no agenda for the meeting. It's noted on the website, but it's not noted as open meeting. There's no notification to the public about this meeting. So I'm questioning this. And this is not a very slim committee. This is a very serious issue that we need to consider. And now we're already debating the issues and how to hide them. Meeting of appointed committee is scheduled for today, June 20th, at 6:30 p.m. at the Selectmen's Meeting Room. So hopefully when you're watching this live, maybe you'll be able to attend. The Town Charter Review debate continues. Town Moderator to open the Town Charter document and address the current issues. But we need to do it in open meeting. Selectmen have an opportunity to become leaders. The Town Charter is long overdue for a reboot. Do we want to remain a lonely town or become a city with all the financial benefits and duties imposed by the state legislature? Cities in themselves obtain a lot of more financial support from the state and the state departments that can be funding the issues in our town. Cities have benefits that will address the term limits of our selected officials. Now, you use the term selected officials. School committee will deserve the appropriate attention from the taxing authority of the elected council. No free ride for any pet projects. Town manager or town mayor will then have to be elected, and we as residents can throw the bum out after 2 years and start all over again with a new mayor that will listen to the general public. These are my comments. These are my issues that I have been dealing with. And the thing is, that yes, the town charter has been open and the town moderator has appointed a committee, but the committee is not appointed from the general public at all. It's all town meeting members. And if you look at the list, you know who the town meeting members are. So I hope this does not become a pre-existing condition that can be addressed by very few people, and hopefully the general public will get involved. So, the other issues that I have had and I am wanting to get to is the Danvers Way, sweep issues under the rug. The 2025 10-year review by the audit report did not find any findings in the audit report in regard to fraud or um, delegation of funds. What about the ethics and bribery allegations that happened in 2020? Ethics violations uncovered and finally reported by whom and how was this noted? Tax collection, maximum levy capacity, where are the reserves? Organization structure must eliminate certain new positions. School budget growing without restraint. Schools are owned and operated by the state. Only function of the school committee is to assure tax support and the tax revenue from the town. Library budget, consistent expectation. The library budget has always been consistent, and that's what we need for the school department and the general budget of the town. Now, tonight, I have two different areas of concentration in regard to attending their meetings. Like I said earlier, there's a rate setting meeting scheduled for tonight at 5:30 p.m. That's why I'm having this show early so I can attend the meeting. And this is FY 2025 Water and Sewer Public Rate Hearing at 6 p.m. The meeting of the Water and Sewer Commission starts at 5:30, and then at 6 p.m. they'll have their rate setting, which to me is an indication that the rates are going to go up again. And the thing is, we need to keep an eye on it. So that's the one of the questions I'll be asking them is the water quality report that was issued, and there's been no comments. Now, we have water issues that have been developed over the years, but as we saw at the Tuesday meeting of the Board of Selectmen, Mr. King, our town engineer, has been very good about presenting the water and specifically the water department issues. The demand for water is existing because we have shortages every year. We're on a ban, and we're already on a ban right now. We can't water our lawns because we have made this agreement with the Ipswich Water Resource Authority, which is a private agency that dictates how much water we can take out of the reservoir or the wells that we have in place. What they're doing is they're forcing all the small communities to go into the MWRA water resource, which is very expensive, and it does not have any future service providers because it's a single source, it's a captive agency, and that's why the costs of the water are so high. So, the water and sewer setting rates today for our residents, I will try to attend that and make sure that we at least have a voice at this meeting. I used to attend that on a regular basis, but I think they've missed me for a while, so I'm going to go and show up with the camera and televise that back to you when we get a chance. This is another meeting. The Municipal Light Board, the Water and Sewer Commission meetings are not being televised by the town. DCAT needs to step up and cover all of these because these meetings and agencies, like the Municipal Light Board, is a $40 million a year project that goes through different phases. Water and sewer is another one that is costing our town a lot of money in our ratepayers. So we need to start demanding that they televise those meetings as well. The selectmen, they have their own meetings, and now they're not even going to be holding any meetings in July, I believe, and then another one in August, which they're taking a sabbatical. So, the next item that I want to address is that we have gone through some very important issues in regards to the fraud allegations. And I'll call them what they are. They are bribes, and they are to our employees, and the town manager has not stepped in and investigated these to the extent that they should be. It does matter to the town ratepayers and taxpayers, but it doesn't seem to make any difference to the town manager. He is protecting the employees that have caused these issues. And these issues, as I've said in the last two meetings, two shows, is they're being swept under the rug, and people are removed and sent along the way, and some of the employees that have been involved in these situations are working in other towns, or they are retiring because they're protecting their retirement. And one of the retirements that we've talked about in the past is about $12,000 a month that is being protected, and there's no punishment for the infractions. So that's all we know. What else is happening? So, film recording the citizen concern has been archived. Okay, we're going into topic number 3, which is a Beverly Airport update. What I like to do is run you a very short clip of the beginning of the last Beverly Airport meeting, where we were asking, the citizens were asking for resolution of the public comments. Now, public comments are offered at every meeting of the Airport Commission, as well as the Board of Selectmen and the school committee and all that. But what happens to those comments or those issues that people bring up to the boards, they're filed in the round file and never heard from again. Well, this time, the the May meeting, we made a big stink about the addressing and resolving the issues for the public comments that are being presented to the Airport Commission, and they're not being addressed. So therefore, we have a record of the discussion that took place at the Beverly Airport Commission meeting in regard to this subject. And here we go. We have a short version of what the comments are. So if we can run that, please, at this time, and then we'll talk about them. Is you really do need to look at your minutes of meeting, and all of those public comments are recorded on those minutes of meeting. And that's where you should be looking at, because they have all been presented publicly and none of them have been addressed. That's all I have.
And we're going to go through the list that you guys gave us, and then we'll go back on minutes. And like I said, we're going to work on this. We got the noise abatement and the complaints pretty well under control, and people are starting to know where it needs to go and how to file the complaints. And we're going to do the same with these complaints as well. So, Tony, you have anything?
Yeah, I'm also just gonna say, well, basically, I mean, you guys have it on paper what you're supposed to do, so you shouldn't lie to us. You should do what you're supposed to do. Does that make sense in a way?
Yep.
Am I right or wrong? I don't know. You have it there for a reason, right?
Yep.
Yeah, but it's not happening. That's the problem.
We're like I said, we just
I
got
know.
the list.
I'm trying to be patient, you know?
Yeah.
Because today I took a walk around the neighborhood, you know, today, just to get an idea from people what's going on. You guys are not like it at all, I'm telling you. You guys have a big problem. You gotta really try to, not from Danvers people, I'm telling you right now. I only walked just a little bit, I'm telling you. Every time I talk, a couple of people today and all that stuff there, I'm telling you, there are a lot of complaints. And on top of it, you guys have been a little bit better. Okay? My honest opinion, I'll tell you that, okay? But the people don't think so.
Well, please let everybody know to email us the complaints. Send any list, anything you come up with, please send it
Well,
to us.
like I said, I was talking about, everybody wanted me to, everyone wanted to sign a paper, I didn't have papers to sign, okay? I was just running around talking to people, getting some ideas what's going on, you know, as a town meeting member, getting an idea what's happening, how everybody feels about this airport and what's going on. Not a good reception, I didn't get one person that said they liked you, I'll tell you that right now.
I was told,
And out of 50-something, okay? So
I was told by,
All right, hold on, let's finish the last.
just a quick one, last one.
Yes?
I was told that somebody in Danvers called the cops on you two.
Yeah.
So that's okay. That's where you have to be very careful.
I think I heard of the scandal too, I think I heard of the scandal too. Is it a great car you guys are driving that day?
No, we were walking.
Yes.
Well, it was a great car, that looked suspicious and stuff like that. I heard of the scandal, so I was wondering if that was the guy.
Yes, we did have the police called on us. Out of every resident on Old Burley Street, one did decide to call the police on us.
Good for them.
Yeah, so.
Is you really do need to look at your minutes of meeting, and all of those public comments are recorded on those minutes of meeting. And that's where you should be looking at, because they have all been presented publicly and none of them have been addressed. That's all I have.
And we're going to go through the list that you guys gave us, and then we'll go back on minutes. And like I said, we're going to work on this. We got the noise abatement and the complaints pretty well under control, and people are starting to know where it needs to go and how to file the complaints. And we're going to do the same with these complaints as well. So, Tony, you have anything?
Yeah, I'm also just gonna say, well, basically, I mean, you guys have it on paper what you're supposed to do, so you shouldn't lie to us. You should do what you're supposed to do. Does that make sense in a way?
Yep.
Am I right or wrong? I don't know. You have it there for a reason, right?
Yep.
Yeah, but it's not happening. That's the problem.
We're like I said, we just
I
got
know.
the list.
I'm trying to be patient, you know?
Yeah.
Because today I took a walk around the neighborhood, you know, today, just to get an idea from people what's going on. You guys are not like it at all, I'm telling you. You guys have a big problem. You gotta really try to, not from Danvers people, I'm telling you right now. I only walked just a little bit, I'm telling you. Every time I talk, a couple of people today and all that stuff there, I'm telling you, there are a lot of complaints. And on top of it, you guys have been a little bit better. Okay? My honest opinion, I'll tell you that, okay? But the people don't think so.
Well, please let everybody know to email us the complaints. Send any list, anything you come up with, please send it
Well,
to us.
like I said, I was talking about, everybody wanted me to, everyone wanted to sign a paper, I didn't have papers to sign, okay? I was
Yeah.
just running around talking to people, getting some ideas what's going on, you know, as a town meeting member, getting an idea what's happening, how everybody feels about this airport and what's going on. Not a good reception. I didn't get one person that said they liked you. I'll tell you that right now.
I was told,
And out of 50-something. Okay? So.
I was told by,
All right, hold on, let's finish the last.
just a
last
quick one, last one.
Yes?
I was told that somebody in Danvers called the cops on you two.
Yeah.
So that's okay. That's where you have to be very careful.
I think I heard of the scandal too. I think I heard of the scandal too. Was it a great car you guys were driving that day?
No, we were walking.
Yes.
Well, it was a great car that looked suspicious and stuff like that. It was a horrible scandal, so I was wondering if that was
Yes,
this guy.
we did have the police called on us. Out of every resident on Old Burley Street, one did decide to call the police on us.
Good for them.
Yeah, so, but that was cleared up, and we,
That's okay.
yeah, it was a little misunderstanding.
Well, thank you for going out. And you did have a standing invitation to my house. You didn't dare go there.
We're making.
I would have had the sheriff out
There's
there.
a lot of square footage.
Yeah, you can come over to my house, I don't problem. Just pick a good day when I'm
We're making our way around the neighborhood.
We'll have a cookout.
So,
Well, I apologize for repeating the segment, but I did not hear it very well in the studio, so I just want to make sure to get that across. That has been an exchange, and Kyle Rittenhouse has been very good about listening. However, they are so far behind the comments that they are in the minutes of meeting, but nobody's ever looked at them. Nobody's ever listened. And that's exactly what's happening with all our committees. The committee of Board of Selectmen is doing exactly the same thing. They let you listen, and they limit it now to 2 minutes. At least the commissioners at the Beverly Airport give you 3 minutes, and they let you interject when you need to. So we need to address these issues, because all we're doing is going to these meetings, sitting there, listening, and presenting whatever our issues are, but nobody understands or takes them seriously. So the thing is that this recording of the citizens' concern has been archived for all to see on DCAT, Topics of the Town News. I have made presentations, and I have published those, and I have forwarded them to the airport commissioners as well. Public comments need to be exhumed from the round basket filing cabinet. The biggest issue at the airport that's happening right now, and what the airport commissioners are trying to divert, is they're claiming that everything is about the noise. Well, noise is a major contributor. However, the west side of Danvers, of the airport in Danvers, the hangar construction update, we have an issue, environmental issue. Whether we like it or not, the Conservation Commission needs to consider this as an impact to the west side of the airport conservation land. And the planning board, site plan review has happened at the planning board meeting, and what they wanted to do is they wanted to go and see how this thing fits into the environment that's happening there. The planning board really has limited authority, but for the environmental impacts. Now, as you know, I have presented a citizen's petition, a warrant article to town meeting, which was approved, and the town meeting warrant article, as amended, was Article for Article 41. The citizens petitions to request an environmental impact report for Beverly Airport impact on Danvers. The article reads, to see if the town will vote to request the airport commissioners to embark onto an environmental report to protect our residents from impacts at the Beverly Airport. Now, that is a summation of legal language that was put in and approved by the town meeting. And to date, I have not seen any impact, but I will follow that up. Now, this is one impact. The airport itself is an environmental impact onto the community of Danvers, specifically down by the high school, and all the way down to the Route 95, Route 1 corridor where I live, because we have become a jet port, and the expansion for the hangars is specifically for jets. And the thing is that they deny that it's such an impact. Well, the impact is there. It's conservation of land and the impact to the conservation position, but it's also an impact for noise of overflights of prop and jet planes, pollution, noise, leaded fuel, quality of life issues are being impacted. Hangars' impact on the environment are a significant structure. They're talking about building a structure that was originally proposed back in 1997 or 98. And at that time, it was a hangar which was similar to hangar number 4, which is very insignificant compared to what they're planning on putting in there now. Their impact is 135 feet wide, 300 feet long, and 45 feet high at the peak of the roof. So it is not for very small planes. It is for significant size, weight, and category of jet planes that will be stored in that facility. That facility is probably 1,000, well, not even 1,000. I think it's like 300, 400 yards away from Old Burley Street. And people will have that structure looking into their living rooms and dining rooms because it's going to be facing the street. There is a relocation of two 10,000-gallon tanks of jet fuel that is being stored at the west side of the airport. That jet fuel had to have a very special permit from the fire department because of the location and the proximity to the residences. Now, God forbid that those tanks blow up. That's going to spread all over the Danvers west end of the airport. So, fuel tank and locations, proximity of conservation wetlands, overall impact on Danvers overflights and residents. Runway expansion leads to jet port, heavier, larger jets at Beverly Airport. One thing that I mentioned in my write-up here is, and I have been struggling with this because I know that the mayor is listening, but he's not doing a damn thing about it. Mayor Cahill needs to stick his head from below the cover of the commission and say, stop this expansion for the good of all our residents and taxpayers. One of the suggestions has been to put these hangars across on the other side of the runway on the Beverly side. Well, that's going to have an effect on the residents on the Beverly side. So therefore, the airport commission and the mayor has basically said, no, you put it on the west side, get the impact to the Danvers residents and not to the Beverly residents. Danvers Town Meeting warrant articles approved on May 20th, amended recommendation to Article 40 and 41. Article 40 is to see if the town will vote to recommend to encourage, and the words are very slimy, but encourage the town manager to improve and expand the pilot program for maximizing tax receipts to the town of Danvers for the devoted land at the Beverly Airport. The pilot program is payment in lieu of taxes. It's an agreed-to payment for services that Danvers must provide to that end of the airport because our residents are at risk. The fire department, the police department, as a matter of fact, within the last week, the police department was notified about a package of drugs that were thrown out the window of some vehicle that was pursued along Old Burley Street. Where are these people coming from? Why are they coming there? Because they're isolated and nobody on the airport gives a damn of what happens. We need some support from Mayor Cahill. It's not all about money, Mayor. It's about the quality of life of our residents in Danvers and your residents in Beverly. So let's follow up on this pilot program because last year I supported a tax collection for the airport properties. Now, the airport properties, if they're valued at industrial commercial value, are worth $40 million, which equates to $1 million in tax revenue that we are leaving on the table every single year. Now, we were told last year that that was not possible. Let's negotiate a pilot program, payment in lieu of taxes, for the impact that's already happening, but also stop the expansion. We do not need a longer runway to accommodate the heavier passenger jets that are being used by our corporate friends in Cherry Hill Park. So, the other amended recommendation is for the environmental impact statement, and I am going to pursue that with the town manager. I hope he just doesn't throw me out of his office, but this is an issue that's been approved and voted by the town meeting to see if the town will vote to request the airport commissioners to embark onto an environmental report to protect our residents from impacts at the Beverly Airport. Now, that impact extends from noise, air quality, water quality, fuel storage, and expansion of the environmental impact onto our quality of life. These buildings cannot be located on this side. They should not be located at this airport. Hanscom Field has the same issues. They are talking about building 17 hangars, and people have finally risen to a point where they're demonstrated against it. I don't know what has happened, but I will follow that up. So, the quick synopsis, because we're running out of time. Master Plan initiated many community concerns regarding noise and the size of aircraft being used or permitted at the airport. The lengthening of the runways drove these concerns. To date, there is no proposal to remedy the situation or even acknowledge the comments that were provided by adjoining communities. They did go through the motions, but I had an original letter that was sent to Congressman Moulton and his office in regard to the FAA and the expansion at the Beverly Airport. Nothing happened. They have basically abandoned us. The noise has been an issue when the residents presented their concerns, without real solutions from the Commission. Danvers went so far as to raise the Danvers Board of Selectmen. No response from the Select Board or the Commission. Weak response with the noise guideline was unenforceable and did not solve any ongoing concerns. Last month, there were, I believe, 70 reports of noise concerns, and specifically several of them were for the jets because the corporate jets function on Friday afternoon, Sunday afternoon, and Monday morning they come back. The good neighbor noise policy has been languishing without action by the Commission. This new Commission finally voted to adopt a program to address the residents in Danvers, Wenham, and even in Beverly. Danvers Airport commissioners were silent and are delinquent in any resolution of a plan that worked for years and now abandoned, anticipates slow implementation, and we are awaiting future results. Our Danvers commissioner, and this is the longest standing commissioner that we have on the board because the board has had a major turnover. Our Danvers commissioner, Aaron Henry, should be recalled or resign because he does not have the time or diligence to serve that position. When will Danvers have a voice on this Beverly Airport Commission? The Board of Selectmen decided to appoint Aaron Henry for another 3 years without input from the Commission or the general public. Many other issues have been brought to the Commission without resolution, such as environmental impact study, leaded fuel, air emissions, noise emissions, groundwater contamination, and the size of the jets and their own noise that have increased dramatically. Why are the fuel and landing fees so low? Would it be wise to determine the proper fees and taxes being charged by the region of our airport? Why are the taxes collected on the fuel not disclosed, and who reaps the benefits? Who reaps the benefits of fuel and real estate tax collections for the facilities at the airport? Don't tell me that they're going without real estate tax collections. What are the assessments by each community? Where is Danvers' share? Real estate taxes for the Danvers portion of the airport are now negotiated and forgiven. These taxes must be collected. And like I said, there is a warrant article that was approved for a negotiated pilot program. Danvers, Wenham, and Beverly deserve a better quality of life without the noise, pollution, and the bureaucracy not responding to our concerns and issues. And I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but they're still not listening. So, that concludes my Beverly Airport report. But what I want to remind everyone is that the Conservation Commission is having a hearing on June 27th, which is next Thursday, at 6 or 7 at the Senior Center. Now, I have the plans and I have the vote that was taken by the Conservation Commission to deny the permit. And now they've come back with a revised plan. And I don't understand how can they just automatically change something on the plan. Nothing has really changed. The size, the location, the width, length, and height are the same. They have done some manipulation of riprap on the side of the building, and that's supposed to satisfy a new plan. I'll ask the question, but the thing is that this is being manipulated for the benefit of the developer of the airport, and hell with the Danvers residents. They don't care about it. So, there will be another meeting of the planning board, but they have decided to go for a site visit and see the site themselves, which I don't think the public is even invited, because it never happens when the developer says, no, we don't want the public. So, letters from the public. This is topic number 4, which is our closing comment, but I like to introduce several new topics. I have been struggling with an issue that has been introduced to the Board of Selectmen about town staffing. The 3 years of turnover that has happened. There's over 220 employees that have either retired, resigned, got fired, moved on to other jobs, or have been ostracized. 3 years worth of information has been provided, and I give them credit. But this list of employees does not favor the employee morale. Resignations and retirements are happening more frequently because people are not happy with working for the town hall and being manipulated politically. Taxpayer satisfaction, dissatisfaction with government. Taxpayers have an issue. They do not want to express it because they are chastised every time somebody brings up an issue. Taxpayer reaction, dissatisfaction with government again. There are departments and services that are not being provided or have never been provided in the past. Like, I have called for the elimination of DEI, cost center, diversity, equity, and inclusion. This is nothing new except for the additional costs that we are incurring. We are incurring approximately $150,000 to $200,000 of salaries and wages. Now, This has happened over the last 2 years as a reactionary and overstaffing the positions because the town manager felt it was the right thing to do because he felt that it needed to be done. What has been happening over the last, 50 years of my time at the town hall? People have taken on that responsibility, and they have been organizations set up, and they have served us well. DEI is no longer the key word for solving our issues. Diversity, equity, and inclusion is going out of style. Even the federal government is eliminating the DEI staff and saving the money and redirecting the money towards the proper agencies that are serving us. The question that I always bring up, and my closing comment is going to be directed at the Board of Selectmen and the Town Hall. We must lead instead of adopting the policies that do not serve the residents. They only increase our costs. Eliminate flaky proposals. I didn't have a better word to say for the flaky, but these are the issues that are floated around by different organizations, by minority organizations, and we as a town are being led along the path of no return. Incorporate zero-based budgeting. Reduce the free cash slush fund and reduce tax levy capacity. Save taxpayer funds. Where are all of these extra funds, the free cash that we have identified? They are being kept in pockets along the budget line items. And what I am going to do is I am going to ask for a clear definition of where are these. They're funds that have been collected from the residents as taxes, and they are stored in pockets of the government. And what are they being used for? They are rainy day funds, but they are being directed for special projects. So, evaluate employee satisfaction and retainage. I have asked, or the town selectmen have basically asked for a satisfaction return. Have the employee satisfaction and retainage questionnaire. Where are the questionnaires or the reports of people leaving? Why are they leaving? Is there a reason? Or is it just for money? I don't think so. I don't think it's just for money, because our employees and school personnel are well paid. We are looked upon as the leader in the salaries and wages because we retain as many people as we can. But now we're noticing that the issue is becoming evident that it's not money. It's more of the recognition of their positions and the workings of the management teams in our town. Reform Human Resources Department. That seems to be a big issue. Evaluate the department directorships and their boundaries. Who is really in charge? And it's not a one-man show. This is a multi-year growth in management that we have experienced and is not serving us well. Eliminate fraud and corruption. Town charter review debate must happen in open meeting. Selectmen need to be on track for the with the town moderator to open the town charter documents and address the current issues. We may have to become a city because we cannot control what's going on. Or we have too much control what's going on, and that's why people are leaving. Warrant article needs to be advanced to town meeting for action. Selectmen have an opportunity to become leaders. The town charter is long overdue for a reboot. We must escape the woke attitude. Now, one of the show's motto is, our motto looks at the lighter side of our community. Now, if we can put up my special, I wish the good old days, remember when you could actually have an opinion without offending somebody. Now, there's an opportunity for us to express our views to our leaders because our leaders are elected by all of us. We need expectations from them. Extra material for future shows. I am focusing on fraud and corruption, budget creep, no controls, and special pet projects such as the DPW garage and the strategic plan. As we've noted, the strategic plan has been discussed at the Board of Selectmen meeting this past week, and the new board basically voted 2-2 not to accept it. It is too frail in detail, and what it is, it's a conclusion of a grant that was obtained to do a strategic plan, but the strategic plan did not necessarily affect or impact all of the community. Very few people went to those meetings, and those meetings did not accomplish the intent of a strategic plan. So maybe the selectmen, the new selectmen, will have an influence on getting this thing reviewed and addressed. So I want to thank you for being with us, and I just want to make this one quick announcement, is that I am going to continue through the summer in July and August with 2 shows each month. And I will try to bring you up to date on what's going on. And thank you for listening, and welcome back. And hopefully you can participate in the next show. I'll be asking for people to participate and be guests. Thank you. Good night, Danvers, and good night, the whole community. Thank you.